Am I the asshole for not doing all the dishes? So I've lived with my housemate a bit more than 2 years now. When I first moved in I was happy to do his dishes because it went fairly quickly. I'd do my own and he had a bowl or a plate out so I'd do his too. We don't have a dishwasher by the way. Eventually I stopped because I realized that he just rinses his things out and leaves it on the side of the sink. Okay NBD, at least he rinses it. Then I noticed he'd leave it there for up to a week, someone's longer. At first I thought he just reuses the same bowl or plate over and over, and I realized that he just doesn't actually eat here most of the time because eventually the rinsed plates and bowls start stacking up. One grew up in a household where the rule was the entire kitchen needs to be cleaned before we all go to bed. I like this rule, I think it's a good one to follow. So I did my best initially to keep this system going, but it's just so frustrating seeing undone dishes out when I'm trying to get my things cleaned up. And then I hit a depressive episode for a month or two. Admittedly I did leave my dishes out a little bit too long and I guess my housemate got frustrated and did them for me, which I made sure to thank him for doing that. And then he passive-aggressively tells me it's okay to leave dishes out, but no longer than a week. I like living peacefully so I just said I'll keep that in mind and I have certainly made the effort to do tar. That depressive episode was more than a year ago now and I've finally got a system. Unfortunately that system isn't the same as mum's cuz I had to adapt. I like cooking and will make my own dinner pretty much every night. All my cooking items are cleaned up that after I'm done. If I'm particularly worn out they're done the next day. Rarely more than 2 days. But since I've gotten into a system of cleaning all my dishes basically every night my housemate has effectively ceased doing his at all. There was 1 month where he went through the entire cabinet of bowls, plates, utensils, and most of the mugs and then left it for about 2 weeks, not including the build-up. He did end up washing it eventually but he's still letting things stack up and then only washing it after about 2 to 3 weeks. Some items that he leaves around the house he doesn't even wash. I end up doing those ones just for my own sanity, but I refuse to touch his main stack up. Maybe it's because he thinks I owe him a favor, maybe he thinks I'll cave in and clean up after him, which unfortunately it's getting to that point after months of this happening. Am I the asshole for only washing up my own dishes and not also my housemates? Edit: I forgot to mention that as I'm fed up with this I went and put all his dishes into the sink filled with soap water. He ignored it. The water got grotty so I emptied it and just stacked all his things into the sink instead. He's still ignoring it. Again, am I the asshole for doing this?